Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we did all the subsoiling and spread lime, did soil sampling and everything last episode. I honestly don't remember what our grade would be. Let's see here. 59, 62, 51. So we went up from like a 50 to 57. That'll end up helping our bonus at the end of the harvest. If I remember correctly, since I used a subsoiler, I should be able to go ahead and plant directly in it. It's been a while since I've done that part, honestly. Mostly because on my other saves, I just have one of those great big Lizard SM72 or 82 mod plows that you can get. So that's kind of what I've always done. So I think the plan for this go round is plant soybeans, like I said last episode. That way we don't have to worry about applying fertilizer right away. We can do that at a time or two, maybe get a little money coming in that way. Maybe even end up getting a contract to go harvest wheat or something if there's one halfway close. That way we can get a little extra income coming in that way as well. Just so we can kind of start heading in the right direction with everything. I did notice one thing just now, though. I might end up having to purchase a cultivator since I won't be subsoiling all the time or every year. But we can worry about that after harvest because I think this should be ready to go. So we will go ahead and fast forward to March or April for the soybeans. I do like soybeans because they do usually end up netting you a little bit more. Excuse me. But like I said, you don't have to worry about any of the fertilizer or anything like you do with corn and other crops. So that does save one step and just a little bit of money. Yeah, and I don't see any weeds, so we might be able to get away without having to run the weeder through again too. That'll save time. It'll just be planting and then rolling. And end up going through looking at contracts once we get to the July stage. And yep, I think we're pretty much good to go wheat wise. So one last fast forward and then we'll get the tractor out and go ahead and start planting soybeans. And I do apologize if It sounds like I'm breathing through my mouth a little more today because I am a little congested. The wind is blowing pretty good. Oh, excuse me. And then I yawned, but it seems like it's always kind of windy where I live. Being on top of a hill doesn't help any. And out in the middle of the country where you get all that dust blowing around really doesn't help any. So just kind of perfect combination for allergies to act up quite often. And I did choose this planter just because you don't need a trailer or anything with it. And it is just a little bit bigger as well. So that will help the process. Won't have to worry about upgrading quite as soon. So that is one bright side to it all. And with the size of fields that I have, it won't take long at all. And everything will be done. 'Cause the speed is another reason why I chose this one. This helps get stuff done quicker that way. I think the planter that my brother has, like he said, it does run really well at about 7 miles an hour. If the ground is smooth enough, which sometimes is kind of hard to find, or you get going good and you end up finding a rough spot that you didn't think was quite that rough, but when you end up hitting it, you about get thrown through the ceiling. Get little surprises like that once in a while. But that's just kind of part of it. I always forget that I need to start the other way, because otherwise this corner kind of kicks my butt a little bit. But then again, and most of the time when I have this one, I'll end up getting rid of the grain bins. That way I can have just a little more room, because I'll put the middle of field here. That way I have enough room for everything to get around either way. But right now, I'm not really worrying about the whole upgrading to a shop set up right away because I only have these 3 fields. And like I said previously, I want to wait until I get a little closer to that $1 million mark before I do end up buying another field. Mostly because I want to make sure I have plenty of money. That way, if I do decide, oh hey, do need a new planter, I can go ahead and buy one. I think the first upgrade would be a field to help bring in that much more money, and then a larger combine. Even if I have to end up renting a corn head or something for the first time I do corn or sunflowers. I would honestly probably just go ahead and buy the flex or draper head just because I know more. And it seems like the AI plants quite a few more fields to wheat and barley and stuff too. I can't say that's true for this map since it's a mod map, so that might not be a quite as accurate statement because the map maker might have made it so that other crops do get planted just a bit more. Because I do know some custom maps have all sorts of contracts you can do, and then the next map might only have 1 or 2 at a time. So, oh, I was a little early with that one. Guess I got a little too cocky there, maybe. I was really flying and ready to go make that turn. One thing I do really enjoy about Truck Simulator is the fact that they did implement the whole GPS thing into it. The thing that does kind of suck though is it did take how many years of course play on PC for them to finally realize, hey, maybe we should just go ahead and implement this. Well, at least we kind of have it now, because otherwise I was really chasing down the skips and stuff. Because I'd be doing something and get distracted, look away for a second, and then next thing you know, I had a big old skip that I'm going and chasing down. So this does help me quite a bit. Later on, I might end up utilizing a little bit of AI help just to kind of get things done quicker. But I think that's honestly gonna kind of be a ways down the line because obviously you don't need AI for this. I know my brother's old tactic used to be hire AI to do your field work while you go and do contracts. Which I guess kind of makes sense, especially if it's a simpler thing for AI to do, because I do know it does kind of struggle with odd-shaped fields and stuff once in a while. And the way I like to play it, combining the fields, I do get quite a few odd-shaped ones. I try not to make it too crazy, but sometimes there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And that was a really quick job there. One of the perks to this planner. I know they call it fold the cedar. To me, that's unfolding. But I won't nitpick it. 'Cause I don't want to seem like one of those people that just sit there and complain about everything. I need to get that. Well, I don't know if that drawbar mod would work on this one now that I think about it. Since this one actually attaches with a 3-point. I know for like the bigger John Deere and Kinsey planters, they have that drawbar attachment that's really nice because then you can turn sharper and everything. So I'm pretty sure you'd actually have to get one of those 3-point dollies that like you'd put on the big bud or something, which I think are still a thing anyway. I could be wrong. I haven't really looked at that because I don't really pay attention to dollies too much because the last time I used a big bud was when I was ironically packing silage. Because I put the triples on it and it was not quite as wide as that bunker silo that the silage goes in. It's pretty darn close to not being able to fit in there, but that made it nice and easy because then I could just go forward and back up and go forward and back up a few times and had it all packed like you need it. So that made life just a smidge easier that day. Alrighty, and I'm going to do something that I would not do in real life and just drive over to the next field like this. But for the sake of getting the fields rolled, I'm not going to worry too terribly much about it right now. Just get these done. That way we can kind of go ahead and fast forward to where we might do a contract. I'm going to try to not make all my videos 45 minutes long too, but sometimes I get going and I just kind of go and look at the time and it's like, oh crap, that was a lot longer than I anticipated. And if I would go through and kind of actually edit the fast forwarding, as I call it, through the months out and stuff, that would probably help cut the time down. But right now, where I'm still in the learning process, I don't want to take on too much and end up missing a big old chunk or accidentally deleting the majority of the video, even though I know I have backups and stuff. But if I can kind of try to avoid that right now while I'm learning, I will. That way I can cuss myself later on down the road when I do know better and have that accident, because it's bound to happen. The more videos I make, the chance of that happening goes up. And quite frankly, I don't think I'll be doing the whole sit down and record a new video every night after work thing like I've been doing. It's just been kind of fun and exciting and kind of brought a little bit new life into farming simulator for me. Because like I've said, normally I would have had that government subsidy mod and said, screw it, I'm gonna get a bunch of free money really quick and buy all the fields that I can combine into one big one and get all the big equipment. Because I do like running the larger equipment as well. But that kind of takes away from the realistic side of things because there's not too many people that just magically have $10 million appear in their bank account so that they can go buy all sorts of land and equipment, you know. I did end up having to delete a save on one of the older farming simulator games because I had it set to 10 times speed or something like that. I don't quite remember exactly. Or maybe, no, maybe it was 120. That way time would go by real fast. And I put down enough subsidy mods that way I could end up getting like $1 million every hour. Oh, I forgot that I sped it up and had to get up and go get a drink, and I ended up coming back to like $50 million. Then I did buy everything and all the bigger equipment. Then it lost all its fun. I don't think that tractor. No, that tractor's. I really need to start keeping a better eye on my headset. That's the second time in 2 days that it's died on me. Or maybe I just need to go ahead and just keep her plugged in. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it. Let's see here. I think this is. Weeds are growing. I know that hoe says for small and medium weeds in the description, so we might just go ahead and run that over them real quick. Or do a test one on this field here real quick. That way. That way I can just get it all done and not have to worry about it. Because then we can do the boring fast forward through a couple months and see if there's any halfway close contracts that come up. And if so, then that could possibly be the basis for the next episode, because I am gonna try to keep this one just a smidge shorter for you guys, I guess. Yeah, I think that took care of everything. I'm not seeing the random weed growing popping up, so no longer than it'll take. We'll just go ahead and do the other two fields, and like I said, I think we'll move forward to July. I think's when most of those other crops are like wheat and barley and stuff are ready. No, we'll go to June and check and see if there's anything. If there's, excuse me, if there's not anything, then we'll just go ahead and fast forward to July and then reassess. Might be a case of not having a contract too. Who knows? We'll just have to find out here in another minute or so. I'm just really trying not to make the video too terribly long, because as a fellow YouTube enjoyer, I know how some of these videos can get to be a little too much, and then some of them I absolutely love because I don't like looking for a new video every 15 minutes or whatever, you know. I guess just kind of depends on my mood. But I will get that next field done. We'll fast forward and at least look at contracts, and then we'll kind of plan on doing one or two next episode. And maybe, depending on how long that episode is, might just be a harvest contract episode too. But we'll have to see what pops up actually before we will worry about it, what that is going to entail. And if it's going to be one that's going to be just a little farther away, I will probably end up sparing you guys the pain of watching me move everything to the field and then back. I'll do the magic teleport thing for you. That way you don't get the boring rode the tractor to field clear across the map. I'll do all the hard work for you. Kind of like how I tried to pre-stage all the... Oh, drive right through the barn. But kind of like how I tried to pre-stage all the equipment for last video. That way you didn't have to sit there and watch me drive back and forth and back and forth. Then I ended up goofing up and making the mistake of buying a fertilizer only spreader. But my thinking was I didn't need anything huge right at the time and was already recording and stuff, and I didn't want to back out and try to go find a mod and everything. So I just bought what I bought and we'll just use it. No, no harm, no foul. Alrighty. Let's see here. Oh, I did turn autosave off as well. Let's see, there's just deadwood. But I do have it at 8. Let's set it to 9. I think sometimes that helps contracts. Well, right there, we could do that easy enough. So that might be one we start out with, because that's not even too far away. So I think that'll be one we start out with. I'm glad I did the weeder thing, because I would have totally just screwed that part up, but it all looks good from there. So yeah, I think next episode we'll probably go ahead and accept that hoeing job for field 17, and that'll be a quick few $1,000s, and then see if we can tackle a actual harvesting contract real quick. And here we are right at about 40 minutes again. One of these times I will keep it short and sweet. And I just kind of get sucked into it. Who knows, maybe one of these times I'll just do one big old hour and a half, 2 hour long video and get it out of my system too. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day.